In a weird chain of events, I know that a lot of people might know this match is going to be taking place at the pay-per-view, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be knowing that Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto for the United States Heavyweight Championship is the pre-show match. That was
2 out of 3 falls.
yeah, 2 out of 3 falls stipulation match is put under the pre-show. Honestly, in my mind, this is a little bit of a surprise. I can definitely tell you that this feud is not what I think WWE thought it was going to be. Everybody can go back to remember the Monday Night Raw when Kalisto got the surprise victory over Alberto Del Rio in a non-championship match, and that was followed up with a match on SmackDown where Kalisto got the win again. He became the champion on that one, right?
Yeah, I think it was weird. It was like he won it, or he almost won it on Raw, and then he won it on SmackDown, or lost it on. I don't know. I'm like confused.
I think the chain of events was that he beat him. Is I don't think he beat him 3 times in a row. I think he beat him on Raw, then he beat him on SmackDown, and then he lost it right away at the Royal Rumble, and then he won it back
at the Rumble.
He won it at the Rumble? Okay, as you can see, this does not have the biggest build to it because Mike and I cannot remember any of this. Honestly, everybody knows Sin Cara has returned from his arm injury. Definitely, if it wasn't for the Sin Cara injury, and if it wasn't for the John Cena injury, Kalisto wouldn't even have been in this spot to win the United States Championship. Definitely, it was a good little run for him, but in the end, I think that he's going to go back to being a tag team with the Lucha Dragons, and I wouldn't be surprised if Alberto Del Rio pulls out the win here. Is that what you're thinking is going to happen again, Mike?
Oh yeah, especially since this is a 2 out of 3 falls match. I do not see Kalisto beating Del Rio twice in the same match. Like it just doesn't make sense. So I'm as sad as it is. Obviously, Del Rio is going to win the title back.
I don't want to beat a dead horse here, all right? But, I mean, Alberto Del Rio, he's wrestling for AAA. He takes a big money contract. The people have debated how big the contract was. The people have said that it was for working lesser dates. I can honestly tell you that I haven't read a lot of the house show reports as of late, but since October, I haven't noticed Alberto Del Rio not being on any pay-per-views, not being on any Raws, not being on any SmackDowns. It seems like he's been doing just about everything. But the thing was, you paid Del Rio all of this money. Since beating John Cena at Hell in a Cell, what has Del Rio really done? I mean, here he is wrestling on the pre-show. It's not my money. Vince McMahon can sign these guys however much money of a contract it's supposed to be, but wasn't Del Rio supposed to be put like in a prominent role? Wrestling on the pre-show of Fastlane doesn't really sound like he's really going anywhere, Mike. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha. And honestly, like when he came in, it was a huge surprise, and he beat Cena for the title, and Cena went off into the sunset and did whatever the heck he did, and then like Del Rio was supposed to, like you said, be this prominent role, and they just kind of forgot about him. I guess they didn't forget about him, but it's just like, do you not realize that like this guy was gone, and you want to lose him again? Like I don't think so.
They didn't even want to like. They didn't want people to realize that John Cena was gone. Normally, if you have somebody beat somebody and the guy disappears for a while, you take credit for it. You're like, Alberto Del Rio kicked him in the head. He had a concussion. He's knocked out. This is the reason why you're not seeing John Cena. That's the reason why you boo the guy. Because, you paid your hard-earned money to go see SmackDown, to go see Monday Night Raw. Your buddy's not there. You're going to boo this guy. They never mentioned it once. I guess if you didn't get Hell in the Cell, or if you don't have a WWE network, you never would have known. Just Del Rio was magically the United States champion, and they didn't mention Cena was gone until Cena returned. It was almost like peekaboo, here he is. But I don't know. Honestly, I can see probably Del Rio getting a real cheap win in this match. I can then see Kalisto pulling one out, getting the second fall, and I think that Del Rio, after a long, hard-fought match, is probably going to cheat to win and definitely get the third fall of the pre-show. What do you think, Mike?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just think that I wonder how much time they can even give this. I mean, normally with the pre-show matches, they start like 30 minutes until the pay-per-view. They normally get maybe 10 minutes at the most, with a commercial in the middle of them telling you that to make sure you don't miss Fastlane as you're watching it on the WWE Network already.
In their defense, they do stream it on YouTube, so like that's kind of like for that audience.
I
But
know.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's pretty ridiculous to do that.
2 out of 3 falls, 10 minutes. Seems like an average Raw match to me. So I love Del Rio. Kalisto had a good little run, but he's going to run off to his little tag team buddy Sin Cara and hopefully heat up the tag team division. More than likely, probably getting into what's the match that they do every year at WrestleMania on the pre-show? It's the Four Corners Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Bonanza. Yeah, probably getting in there with the New Day and the Dudleys and what's another team, Mike? I can't remember them all. Yeah, the Usos will probably be in there. That makes sense. So that'll close it out. What do you think Del Rio's going to do with that United States Championship? If he's not fighting Kalisto, who's your dream match at WrestleMania?
Honestly, the only thing I could see happening is like if if Cena's back, he's obviously gonna have a big match, so he wouldn't go with Del Rio, but maybe do like a turn of what are those the four group called?
The League of Nations.
The League of Nations have like a turn with one of them, like Rusev. Like Rusev doesn't like Del Rio, so he's gonna go after the title. I don't know, something like that. That's the only thing I can think of.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's sitting in that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So we'll move on from this one, and we're both picking Del Rio to get the win.